to have an introduction, we need to have the body and the conclusion. We've decided on the subject. What we do when we gathering all of the Bible texts together, suppose we were going to study the second coming. We would look at everything to do with the second coming in the concordances and Bible dictionaries, and we get all of the Bible texts written down. Yeah? We look at all of the other resources where the second coming Bible study is put together. And then to build a framework, what we want to do is make a number of points that we want to cover in the Bible study. And we're going to do that today. Yes? So then, the framework that we're going to build on is the second coming. Now here's an interesting thing. For us to build a study on the second coming, have you experienced Jesus when he came the first time? Yes? Because if you haven't experienced Jesus, if you haven't experienced God, if you haven't experienced his word, how on earth are you going to be prepared to tell them about his coming again? You see where I'm coming from? So then if I've understood his first coming, it will enable me to explain his second coming. That's clear, isn't it? How many people do you think are out there hearing all the time, Jesus is coming again, Jesus is coming again, but they don't know about his first coming? There's hundreds out there that don't know. So then let's go through this together. Now, the first area of the framework that we would build on is that we want a number of texts that will give us the answer to the promise of Christ's return. Okay? Then we want a number of texts that will cover the manner of how Christ is going to return. Then we would want to look at the time of Christ's return. And then we'd want to look at the purpose of his return. Now, in the purpose of his return, why do you think it's framed this way? Why not put the purpose of his return first? Why wouldn't we put the purpose of his return first in the list?
Because you need to understand the beginning.
Okay, we need to know it first. Okay. Anybody else?
The purpose of the return, well, to understand the purpose of the return, you have to understand the purpose of it in the first place.
Okay. We would put the purpose of the return last, because the purpose of his return is to take his people back to heaven with him. You're reaching out to the person. Christ is coming back because he loves you. Okay, and we want to bring that out last, and you bring out a nice appeal text. Close the Bible study with a prayer. Okay? So then, let's do this together. Give me some Bible texts, and whoever calls them out will read them. Some Bible texts on the promise of Christ's return. I have my own Bible texts that I put together after. I'll go through those afterwards with you. Matthew 24:30. Do you want to read that? Have we got another roaming mind? No?
Who's reading? Who's the reader?
And it says, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man coming in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and with great glory.
Okay, now if he was the person in the Bible study, would this answer the question, the promise that he is going to come again? Okay, so it partly answers the question from people's reaction. It says that he's coming back again. Then shall the Son of Man return in the clouds of heaven. So it's saying that. Come on, let's have another text then. Okay, John 14 verse 1 to 3. Okay, that's fine. This is good. Can you see where we're going with this? Okay, good.
Let not your heart be troubled. You believe in God, believe also in me. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there you may be also.
Okay, good text. Now let me just share something with you. That text can deal with the first point and also the last one. Okay, so never be afraid to use a Bible text twice in your Bible study. Some Bible texts you can bring out at least 3 meanings in the same text. Okay,
Sure.
we have one more and then we move on.
Acts chapter 1. You could go from verse 11.
Acts chapter 1 verse 11. Want to read the text?
I'll read from verse 10.
Okay.
And while they looked steadfastly towards heaven, as he went up, behold, 2 men stood by them in white apparel, which also said, Ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing into heaven? This same Jesus which is taken up from you into heaven shall so come in like manner you have seen him go into heaven.
Amen. Okay, now can you see? We're able to gather text. So supposing we've got 100 Bible texts dealing with the second coming. Can you see by having a framework we can begin to shorten the amount of texts down? Yes? Effectively. Okay, so let's have one text for the manner of Christ's return. The manner. How is he going to return? You're a double party. Yes. Bible student. Amen. Okay. Was somebody else going to say 1 Thessalonians? Okay, shall we read that text then, please? Okay, we'll read that one after. So if you touch Revelation, be ready for that. We're just going to go through 1 Thessalonians. Are you all enjoying this? Yes. Can you imagine when you're doing it by yourself? You get a whiteboard. You can buy a good whiteboard from Staples. Okay, you get your whiteboard, you put that on the wall in your room, and you put your framework, and you begin putting it down, and then when you come to a hard one, on your knees praying to God, then he presses it to finish right. It's excellent. Really good. Okay, we'll listen to this.
For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of an archangel, and with the trump of God, and the dead in Christ shall rise first.
Excellent. The manner of the second coming. And then we have Revelation chapter 1 verse 7, I guess. Thank you, Pastor Simpson.
Says, behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him. And they also which pierced him, and all kindred of the earth shall reign because of him.
Amen. Amen. And then we have, now let me just, the time of the return. Can we know the time of his return?
No. We know how near. It's near, but not the actual time.
They're rumbling. The congregation is going to talk blasphemy and heresy. What did you say?
Matthew 24:42. He said, watch therefore, for ye know not what the hour your Lord doth come.
Okay, so we don't know. Okay, so we don't know the hour that is going to come. Excellent. What was yours, Alita?
24:36.
Come on, Tammy.
24:36.
Sometimes I don't know. Tammy's reading. Come on, Tammy. Cammy. My apologies.
But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father's only.
Okay. So then what would we say about that? Suppose you've asked that, you've read that text. You're in the area of the framework where you're saying the time of his return. And then you read that text. What type of answer would you give back to the person after you've read that text?
I'll deal with there's no scripture that says specifically the time. But the very verses following on from what Cameron just read tells you about as it was in the days of Noah.
Speak that into the microphone. Yes.
Okay. There's no scripture that gives a specific time, but there are loads of scriptures that give an indication, condition. So, for example, in the days of Noah, in verse 37, it says there, the eating and drinking. So shall the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood. So there's plenty of indications in the things as well. Parables that Jesus gave about the seasons.
Excellent. So what we probably do with this section is we want to cover at least a text that says we don't know the hour, the time, the day. But we would want to say there will be things taking place that will show us he is about to return. And I believe when you read texts like as it was in the days of Noah, and then as it was in the days of Lot, you read about Sodom and Gomorrah,